Y'all, we're making keto snacks. 2 of them. Come on. Welcome to Highfalutin Low Carb, the almost weekly web series where we find and test the best low carb recipes this crazy internet has to offer. Today, we're tackling 2 fast, easy, low carb snacks. Stay tuned. All right, guys, whether you've just started keto or you've been doing it for years, there's always a need for a new and inventive keto snack idea. Now, whether you call these hors d'oeuvres or snacks, I'll leave that up to you, but today we're going to tackle 2 recipes that are so fast and so easy. Both of them only have 3 ingredients. The first of them is something called pizza chips, and this is by Meggan Greene. I'll leave a link below to her link on TikTok if that's still around by the time this video makes it live. And the second of those is from KetoSnackz. I believe his name is Rick, and this is for his version of Burger King's chicken fries. Again, both of these only take 3 ingredients. They're super fast, super easy, so this video is going to go quickly. Let's get started on this first one. All right, so this first recipe comes to us from a TikTok account and a TikTok user by the name of Meggan Greene. I'll leave a link down here and in the video description below so you can check out her account. This is going to go really easy. The most important part of this is the cheese. This is going to be an ultra thin, as you can see, sliced cheese, and that's the most important part of this. A regular slice of cheese probably is too thick to get as crispy as we're wanting. We've done this before in one of my other videos for like crackers or chips, I forgot which it was, where we use this same brand of cheese, and these are genius because in the oven on a low temperature, these get really crispy. So I'm going to pull out a few of these and we're just going to cut them into triangles. Now I've got the oven on 250 degrees behind me preheating, ready to go, and these are going to take about 40 minutes in the oven. They don't take but just a second to put together, but you want them to get crispy and really dry, and that makes them kind of crack and crackle like a chip. So you're just going to cut these diagonally 2 times so that you get 2 triangles. And we're going to lay these all out. So as you can see, 2 triangles, and we're going to put it on a parchment lined sheet, or you can do it in a silicone lined baking mat, whatever you prefer. So I'm going to do that quickly and get all of these all these slices cut so we can throw them in the oven. Okay, I'll speed this up. Okay, so I've got the cheese cut. I don't know if you could see, I had a little trouble there. They're so thin, they kind of fight back. So it takes a little bit of finagling to get them on a tray, but it's easy enough done. So we're gonna put this to the side, and this is where she uses cute little tiny mini pepperoni. They're little tiny little things. Of course, I went to the store today. They didn't have any. They just had regular sized pepperoni. Easy enough. We're just also going to quarter these so that we can have some small little pieces of pepperoni on our little pizza chips. So instead of one of these big ones, I'm just going to cut them right down the middle and maybe try to do it like this. And then I'm just going to put these on 3. She uses 3 of her little mini pepperonis on each slice of cheese. So make sure they're not doubled up because you want them thin so that they're nice and crispy when they get done. So I'm going to put these on. They're kind of large. Might cut them again. Yeah. So from here, literally stack them on your cheese. All right. I'm going to speed this up. Okay, that was a little fiddly, as you can see. Perfect for bringing the kids off the sofa, make them do this. It would have gone a little faster if I'd had the round mini pepperonis, but we're making do with what we've got. She also said you can use any kind of cheese you wanted to, as long as it's the ultra thin. She used Colby Jack. I'm just using cheddar, a sharp cheddar. So from here, we're just going to add a little bit of the everything bagel seasoning onto these, just to give them a little bit extra crunch. And then these are going to go in the oven, like I said, for about 40 minutes. or how long hers took. You're just going to keep an eye on them. You want them to dry out. That's the point, is to get them super crispy. It makes them crunchy and more like a chip. So while that's working in the oven, we're going to get started on our second recipe, which is just as fast and just as easy. Hopefully all these will come out together and we can test them and see how they are. So I'm going to put these in the oven and I'll be right back to start our second recipe. See you in just a bit. All right, so our pizza chips are in the oven. Those are going to take a little while. We're going to get started now on our second recipe, but before we do, I just need to give a huge thank you and tell you about today's sponsor, Colostrum. You have probably been seeing this product advertised everywhere online right now. It is blowing up, and there is a reason why. If you don't know, colostrum is the first nutrients that we as mammals receive from our mother's milk. It's like a blueprint for our life moving forward. It's everything we need to jumpstart our immune system and create our gut microbiome and put us on a track towards vital life. And Armor colostrum comes from the grass-fed pastured milk of cows. And they use cold chain technology because it is a bioactive whole food. Heat can sort of interrupt some of those processes. So you'll also want to make sure that when you take your Armor colostrum that you do so in a cold beverage, or like some people just scoop it directly in their mouth, which also affects the dental health and mouth microbiome as well as the gut. There are over 400 bioactive nutrients in a serving of Armor colostrum. This is peptides and antibodies and whole food prebiotics and antioxidants. I started noticing benefits. I've been doing this for about 3 months now. I'm on about halfway through my third jar of this. And I started noticing things like I wasn't as gassy and bloated after meals. I could eat spicy food a little easier without problems. But one of the main things I noticed was that as I'm approaching 50, like happens to many men and women, my hair was beginning to thin a bit. And I started to notice there was less hair in the shower. My hair looked thicker and fuller. I had smaller baby hairs coming in around my hairline, where I was sort of starting to kind of get worried about. So it's interesting the things that colostrum can benefit. And you're going to start with 4 servings of that. They've got an unflavored one, which is the one I generally prefer because it's just easy to mix in a cool water beverage. They also have some interesting flavors. I love the blood orange. It's nice to swap out one of my scoops of the unflavored for one little package of the blood orange, so you can get a nice flavor. It tastes great. Tastes great. But these are easy. They mix well. Right now, Armor colostrum has a great deal for you guys. If you want to check it out, head on over to tryarmor.com/highfalutin and use code highfalutin15 and you'll get 15% off of your first order of Armor colostrum. All right, let's get started on the second recipe. Come on. All right, our pizza chips are almost out of the oven. As soon as those come out, they need to cool for a while to get super crispy. When they do come out, I'm going to crank the oven up to 400 degrees because this next recipe cooks for 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. This comes to us from the social media channel KetoSnackz. I know you've seen his stuff all over the internet. He's a very prolific creator in the keto world. And this is his version of the Burger King chicken fries. I haven't been to Burger King in 100 years, but apparently they used to have, or maybe they still do, chicken fries. It's like a small fry-shaped piece of chicken, and this is his version of that, and it looks fantastic, and people rave about it. So it starts with, obviously, chicken breast. He uses canned chicken. I have no qualms with canned chicken. It's great in fast and easy recipes like this. He calls for a 12-ounce can. I'm going to tell you now, when you go to the store and look, you'll see the 4.5 or 5-ounce cans of chicken. Then you'll see another larger can that is, it's a 10.5-ounce can. You want to go one step bigger. This is the 12.5-ounce can. I think if you're going to have to just make sure you get that because otherwise your ratios are probably going to be off. You can also do this, other people in the comments said, with just a shredded chicken breast or a shredded rotisserie chicken. But for today's purposes, I'm following his recipe. So we've drained that well and just kind of break it up so you'd have, because this is sort of a chicken conglomeration, I guess you could say. Now to this, we're going to add in 1 egg, and I'm just going to beat this real quick before we throw it in. And again, this recipe is also just 3 ingredients, super easy. To this, we're going to add in shredded cheddar cheese. This is a 1/2 cup of shredded cheddar. And we're just going to give this a good mix. And this is going to create a nice little crispy fry, a little crispy crust. And we're going to put it again on a parchment lined baking sheet over here. You could probably do this, I bet, in an air fryer. You just want to adjust the time accordingly. I didn't see recipe instructions from him for doing it in an air fryer, so just keep your eyes on it if you do, but it'd probably get it nice and crispy. So let's just get this mixed up. You want to kind of make sure that there are no huge chunks of chicken, because this all needs to stay in one little stick, one little fry. Okay, now with impeccably clean hands, we're just going to take a little bit of the chicken mixture, and you're going to make a little fry out of it. It doesn't roll together like I thought it would with like dough, but make it into a little tube that looks like a fry. You don't want them too thick. And you're just going to put this on your parchment. You may have to shape them a little more after you get them off to make them look more like a long fry. So I'm going to do that now, speed this up so you don't have to watch. Meet you right back here. Okay, so our chicken fries are shaped and ready to go. You may could get them a little thinner than that. I got 10, and then one really long, big guy over here. Probably could have done 12, maybe could have done 14 if I'd made these a little bit thinner. But we're gonna work from here. I'm gonna put these in the oven as soon as our pizza chips come out. These are gonna cook for 20 minutes. I told you this was gonna go fast. So I will meet you right back here, and we'll test these out and see what I think about them and whether they're as viral worthy as they said. Meet you right back here. All right, so we are back, and both of our keto snacks are done. Easy as pie, honestly. They took a little while. The first recipe for the pizza chips took about 40 minutes in the oven. I took it out, let it cool, and then I put them on a paper towel just to get any residual oil off the bottom. Did the same for the second ones. These were in the oven for 400 degrees, and it took actually about 30 minutes instead of the 20 he mentioned, probably because I made them too large. So make these a little bit smaller. You'll get more out of the serving. Now, just as far as nutrition goes, honestly, I would say that both of these are probably a net carb or less per serving, because every one of the ingredients, there's just 3 ingredients, all the ingredients just have trace carbs. There's not a lot of carb content in any of this, so just be aware of the calorie count. So our first recipe, the pizza chips, I just want to see how crispy they are. These came out really nice. They'd be even cuter with the little round circles for their pepperonis, but you make do with what you've got, right? Yeah, those are great. Crispy, salty. She stores them in a Ziploc bag with a paper towel, and I think she said she leaves it open a little bit so that there's some airflow, but they're not going to stay around long. Oh, those are crispy. Those are good. Hold on. Okay. Those were salty and addictive, I can tell you that. Now let's try our chicken fries. As you can see, they sort of got a little crispy around the edges here. I did put the broiler on for about a minute and a half just to make sure the tops were brown. But how did this turn out? Oh yeah. Chickeny. I'm not going to double dip, but I'm going to stick it in the other side and some ranch. Those are good. Okay, both of those are easily very addictive. These will definitely be in regular rotation. I see why these are popular. I see why they're viral. They're so easy. 3 ingredients. Whether you're calling them hors d'oeuvres or snacks or just dinner, make these. Check the links down below. All right, guys, there you have it, KetoSnackz. Be sure to try both of these. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the like button down below. It lets the algorithm know that this is a video that they should share with other people. Be sure you hit the subscribe button down below and the bell, just so you're notified as soon as I release new videos. follow me over on Facebook and Instagram. I'll talk a little more frequently over there and share other recipes like that. And lastly, I want to thank my rock stars. You're going to see their names start to scroll over here. These are my Patreon members. Without them, none of this would be possible. And if you'd like to see your name here among these, be sure to visit me at patreon.com/highfalutin-low-carb, and I will see you in the next video. Remember, today is a great day to have a great day. Bye-bye.